Hello, my name is Alex Kirkpatrick. This is a Jeep Cherokee 2001. I built, got it stock a long time ago and put a new motor in it. Just put lockers in it, changed out the front axle to a Dana 44, and a long arm kit on the front end. That's pretty much, it's pretty simple. And I carry with me for recovery a Yankum rope. I have auxiliary strap. I carry tree savers, multiple tree savers, multiple snatch blocks. I got a high lift jack back here, shovel of course. Got a 9,000 pound winch on the front end. And actually, I've found it really important in a lot of recoveries I've been in where traction boards have become very helpful. So I got those coming this weekend. So.
Hi, my name is Shondell. I have a 2015 JKUR Wrangler. The most important thing to have on any recovery vehicle is a winch, 100%. All the recoveries that we've done, these have been the most handy. So. Costly, but probably the best thing that you can have for an off-road vehicle and for recovery. So. I have a few other things back here that I think are probably pretty helpful. I don't have all my gear, but soft shackles have been an absolute amazing thing to have for recoveries. So you wouldn't think you'd be able to put that much weight on something like this, but it holds a lot. So it's great. And then a kinetic strap for sure. See if you can save some time and just hook up to another rig and go ahead and full send it. These things are amazing. Other than that, that's what I have.
I'm Joseph. This is my Ford. It's an F-150, 2019, so it has the EcoBoost model. I like the truck. The only downside is it's got the intercooler up front, so it's hard to mount a winch. So I got receiver winches, so I have a Warren on the front. It's pretty low because of how the receiver's mounted. It's the one thing I don't like about this build. I was just talking about it. But you'd have to relocate the intercooler, get a different bumper, pretty in-depth work to get that done. So if I have to take the winch off, I take the winch off. Makes it pretty easy. So on the back I have a receiver winch too. This is the Badlands from Harbor Freight. It's more or less the backup. I like the Warren a lot. It's quick, it's good. This is if I get into a jam and have to pull myself backwards. It's happened a few times. In the back here I have the decked system, which is fantastic. All my gear fits in there. The bigger things are on top, so traction boards, my pull pal anchor. I've used that a few times with that Badlands winch to pull me back when I get stuck in mud. Then here I have some extra line. I have electrical cables and an inverter. I have some snatch blocks. These ones are from Gear America. They're good for synthetic or cable. I have quite a few shop shackles. Never have enough of these. Never have enough of these. And I have my toe straps, my kinetics. We've been using a lot of kinetics recently, so I have a lot of different sizes so we can hook them up together if we need to. I'm a big fan of the kinetic rope. And I have a high lift back here. Never used it, but it's back here just in case. And then I have my MORRFlate, my air compressor, and then I always carry the pull pal. It's always good to have, especially with all this weight that I carry. So in my center console I have a ham radio set up. It's wired outside. It's pretty much always on. It can connect to 2 different frequencies at the same time, so if we're out in the field and they can't reach a repeater, they can reach to my truck and my truck will reach to a repeater. And then I have a PA in here too, so when we're out there and we're working and there's a safety issue, we can get on the PA and tell them to get away from the line or whatever that safety issue may be, to get them out of that way. I got some lights set up on my truck. I got some working lights on the side here. So I got some working lights here on the side. So when we're outside and we're setting up rigging or need some working space, it lights up a really nice area. It was a game changer for me actually, being out on the playa, needing that extra light, is it's dark. There's no ambient light. So when you're out there, you really need as much as you can get, and that helps a lot. And then I got a safety bar in the back. Safety bar, just if I'm, you know, off the side of a road somewhere. You can't have enough lights. That's huge to me. More lights, more reflective, more safety, less chance of some knucklehead coming around a corner and not seeing you and hitting you. Pull more Toyotas out than anything else.
My name's Jan. My Jeep is a 2008 JK. It's an unlimited, so it's a Sahara. Started out its life as a salvage rollover. I fixed it enough to make it roadworthy, but not pretty. I've done pretty much all the work myself. It's got all metal cloak suspension on it now. I got the winch, the steering. I've beefed up the whole steering system. I believe it's JKUR products. Both the track bar, the drag link, the tie rod. I've got race line bead locks on it. I recently upgraded from 37-inch Nitto trail grapplers to the Patagonia 38s. I didn't want to go 38s. I didn't want to go 13.5. But these were $197 a piece. So it's like I have 38s and they're 13.5 wide. I've got rock hard rock sliders, which get used quite frequently. And then around back, I've got an ARB fridge, which is just super convenient. Then I have recovery gear, and it's not normally bandied about, but I kind of pulled things out. I added a DeWalt 20-volt impact just to make trail repairs way easier. In here, so jumper cables, which you ought to have a set of, hopefully to help somebody else, not yourself. And then I have two tow straps here. I've got another one underneath. I built an under storage system here using I-beams that you use for drywall. And I have 3 tool bags, one underneath here, 2 here, that whenever I work on the Jeep, I only work out of the tool bags. So if I'm working away in something I don't have a tool, I go to the toolbox, and then I take that out and I put it in the tool bag. I started out with 1 tool bag. It got too heavy. It went to 2 tool bags. They got too heavy and too big, so now I'm on 3. Let's see, recovery gear, along with the tow straps. We have the snatch block, which we just used here. I used just a week ago, and it's certainly very beneficial. Having the slide into the hitch guyver here is super convenient. I've got 2 other tie places where I can put bow rings. Thank you, Joseph. Also the all-important soda bottle opener. This bumper is a early version. I think it's a LOD bumper, and it's got storage underneath here. So I also have a tree saver in here. I added a backup camera. Upgraded the stereo to the better stereo. I've got a quick release mount for the fire extinguisher here. I have, here's something I have set up that is unique. So when it comes time to air up, I have the hoses, I have my compressor mounted here, off of there, and then I set it up underneath here. I installed a winch remote control with relays, so I just have the remote with me. I can turn it on and off because this gauge that's on this hose, the pump has to be off for you to know what the gauge is reading. So by having this in my pocket, I'm not making trips back here all the time to turn it on or turn it off. I have, in most places on the Jeep, there's some kind of knife somewhere. So they're handy to get access to if you need to get out, as far as taking off a seatbelt or something. So far, this sticker here was only a problem for the original owner. I think it had been off-road once, and he was on an off-camber, and it was just a slow roll and touched every body panel. What else? Wait a second there. I have it set up to where I get an interior light in here, LED. It's up here in the corner. I have my CB antenna strapped up there should I need to use CB as far as what the folks use for trail. Normally I'm using ham. And then back here, I installed backup lights that are hella bright, nice LED and very functional. Something else is my roof. I painted white, just with some RV paint. And what I had done is I had my truck and Jeep in the backyard. The truck had a white sleeper shell on it that was just gel coat white. I took my infrared thermometer and did the top on the gel coat white and the top on the Jeep. Gel coat was I think 110 degrees. This thing was 159 degrees. So I said, I'm driving a barbecue. So to combat that, I painted just basically the top of it white. You really don't notice it unless we're out wheeling and you look back and you can tell my Jeep. I'm sure there's more items. In the cab, I have a ham radio, a base station that's 10 watts and 50 watts, so I have the ability to get out. I have the 2-meter antenna mounted just inside the back corner here on the Jeep, so I can be in trees and not worry about ripping off the antenna. Handhelds are very important, especially for me. I have the safe underneath here. I have it wired up. So this is a Sahara, and it had a Dana 44 rear, Dana 30 front. I installed a Dana 44 from Rubicon, so I now have the electronic locker. I put a manual switch in here with an override, so you have to turn one switch on to get power to the other switch. Because prior to doing that, I had one instance that switch bumped on when I was on an on-ramp, and it scared the ever-living bejesus out of me because it was very, very different. So I have a locker on the front, and then I have a Detroit locker in the back, upgraded to 513 gears. She's an automatic. I added an additional automatic transmission cooler to the factory one, and then I also added a power steering oil cooler, which really makes quite the difference when you're wheeling a long time and it's slow going. I insulated the tops of my, the bottoms I should say, of the T-tops, as well as the back portion, just to help with heat and with noise. I upgraded to I think they were 2013 sun visors. These things, unlike the old ones, when you pull them over, you're spoiled and you can block the sun at the back portion there, and it's a bolt-on. The seats I got out of I think a 2012 just a Wrangler, I guess. Being that I did have one incident off-road where we came down, slid, I don't know, 3 foot down onto a rock, and it set off the driver's side airbag into my wife. She was not happy. So these seats no longer have airbags. I'm sure there's more that I'm missing, but that's gonna cover it for now. Y'all have a great day.
Hi, my name is Charlie Kelly. This is my 88 Jeep Cherokee. I recently did a long arm kit on it, on 6.5 inch lift from Rusty's. It pretty much gets me to any recovery I need to do. The biggest thing I would have to say for recovery would probably be a winch and tools to air down. That's what I rely on most of the time for myself, and that usually gets me out of any situation, and that's about it, I guess. Short and sweet, yeah.
Hi, my name is Brayden. This is our 2021 Ram 2500 upfitted by AEV with the Prospector XL package. So everything that comes on the Prospector XL package, we just got that. It's got the 16.5 ton, 16,500 pound Warn winch up front, all the recovery points on the front and rear. It comes lifted on Bilstein 8011s, I believe, 2.5 inch tube, 3-inch lift, but the internals get tuned by AEV. It's on 40s by 13.5 with a 17-inch rim, wheels. Got a good spot now underneath. You can see they do the long arm, they do the one-piece axle or one-piece drive shaft, stuff like that. Still comes with the factory side steps, which are nice because my wife's 5 foot. And then we get a spare mounted tire in the bed. Has a rear bumper. You can slide up to 20 tons on those, I've been told. Besides the mess from the kids, we got recovery points under here. Cameras, my favorite feature of this is there's 360 degree. And so we used to wheel our 2017 4Runner, and when we would crest a mountain and you can't see the other side or a hill, this has a camera pointed down, so as you're cresting it, you can turn on that front camera and see everything. Besides the mess from a recovery yesterday, we do the Max Track Extremes with the aluminum teeth, always a shovel, you know, the inflate, deflate hoses, that way they can do all. We run some pretty hefty duty winch ring, or snatch rings, because everything I run I just make sure it's rated for my truck, that way anybody I run across will probably be rated for them. So big thing, we have like 10 soft shackles, a whole bunch of D-rings, just as many things as many shackles as possible, because you're always one short. And then we run 30-foot kinetic, that's 1 inch, so it's rated for my truck. We run the ARB twin compressor for airing back up, and then a lot of Rhino USA gear with the tree straps, winch extensions. We run their soft shackles as well because they have some really heavy duty stuff. We got 3-inch and 4-inch of everything, and it's pretty much the gist of the rig. Yeah, just about.